In this lesson, you will learn about the basics of denial of service attacks and what you can do to reduce and avoid them. In this lesson, you will explore the topic shown on this slide. After completing this section, you should be able to achieve the objectives shown on this slide. By demonstrating competence in defining DDoS and DDoS attacks, you will be able to describe what a DDoS attack is and be able to differentiate between volumetric and non-volumetric attacks. A DDoS attack is defined as any attempt to exhaust network resources. If successful, resources become unavailable, so legitimate users are denied access. Motivations for these attacks can include political, financial, or retaliatory. There are three primary groups of DDoS attacks, each characterized by a variety of specific attack types. Bulk volumetric, connectionless attacks, also known as floods. The goal of this type of attack is to cause congestion and send an excessive amount of traffic, enough to overwhelm the bandwidth of the site. Attacks are typically executed using botnets, an army of computers infected with malicious software and controlled as a group by the hacker. Attacks in this group include UDP floods, ICMP floods, and other spoofed packet floods. The magnitude is measured in bits per second, BPS. Protocol attacks focus on web servers, firewalls, and load balancers. These attacks are designed to disrupt connections, resulting in the exhaustion of the finite number of concurrent connections that the device can support. Attacks in this group include SYN floods, fragmented packet attacks, ping of death, Smurf DDoS, and more. The magnitude of the attack is measured in packets per second, PPS. Application layer, connection-based attacks, also known as Layer 7 attacks, target weaknesses in an application or server. The goal of these attacks is to establish a connection and exhaust it by monopolizing processes and transactions. These sophisticated threats are harder to detect because not many machines are required to create the attack, generating a low traffic rate that appears to be legitimate. Attacks in this group include low and slow attacks, get-post floods, attacks that target Apache, Windows, or OpenBSD vulnerabilities, and more. An attack can also be a combination of the three types, which can be even more challenging for organizations to combat. Traditional attacks have focused on layers 3 and 4 and have consisted of bulk volumetric attacks using IP address spoofing. These attacks tend to be large attacks. Today and in the future, attacks will focus on services at layer 7. These attacks tend to be smaller scale, more targeted attacks using a technique that combine layer 3, 4, and 7 that mimics the behavior of a large number of clients. Defending against these newer attacks requires a new approach. Today's defenses need to be able to use behavioral detection, provide service and port monitoring, detect any size attack, be hardware assisted, provide automatic mitigation. Network Behavior Analysis, NBA, is an alternative to signature recognition. Rate-based systems must provide detailed analysis and/or control of traffic flow. A baseline of normal traffic patterns is estimated, usually during a learning mode, in which the device only listens without acting on any alarm conditions. Most systems will have default parameters set to reasonable levels, but the listening period is required to learn the traffic behavior on your network. The listening period should only be enabled during typical traffic periods. For example, Saturday and Sunday are probably not good days to build a baseline for a corporate server that is much busier during the work week. Periods of unusually high or low traffic also make bad listening intervals. For example, Christmas vacation week is normally a low traffic period. Weeks when external events, such as press releases, sales promotions, and others are taking place, are usually high traffic periods. Once a baseline is estimated, the systems watch for deviations from the known traffic patterns to detect anomalies. NBA systems should be scrutinized for false positives, or instances of misidentifying legitimate changes in traffic patterns as attacks. The analysis tools are equally important. Administrators should be able to view their traffic patterns on a variety of levels and use this information to tune their network resources.